your turn to help out in the celebrations. Sad day, but it's a very important day in the life of the ship, which has come to an end, and in the life of the city. The crew, as you can see, are standing in what is known as Procedure Alpha to honour the city, and in a couple of minutes' time the ship crew will say goodbye in a time-honored fashion to the city. What we would very much like you to do is to reply in the same fashion when it's all over. I think we're ready to go, so HMS Liverpool, go for it. Ladies and gentlemen, you couldn't fail to be impressed with that. It's now your turn to make the usual reply. It's time to say goodbye to HMS Liverpool, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen of the city of Liverpool, hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Thank you very much indeed. The procedures for letting go from the terminal now are in hand. You can see probably from where you stand the two Liverpool tug vessels, the Smith Sandon and the Smith Barbados. They're preparing to take the ship away. The lines that connect the ship to the cruise terminal and indeed to the port of Liverpool and the city of Liverpool will shortly be disconnected. I'll talk you through it from little pieces along as we go, but the crew now must go to work. Ready to watch her go, and don't go away. Be a few more bits and pieces for you to listen to a little later. They are indeed the same engines, or similar, that propel large aeroplanes. An amazing feat of engineering which keep this ship keeping its performance on a day-to-day basis. And that will assist in the ship coming away from the jetty gently in a few minutes' time. She will then proceed south in this river, that's away to your right, to make a salute to the shipyard that built her and sent her to sea in 1982. Cappin, of course. There will be a 5-gun salute off the Cappin shipyard, which will be made by the special equipment, the saluting gun. And then the ship will turn around in the tideway and come back towards us. And she will then make a salute again of five shots off the pierhead as her final statement of goodbye. So we have a few minutes to wait for the procedures. And it's probably better if I just keep quiet for a little while that's going on and let you soak up the occasion. Bobby, on behalf, ladies and gentlemen, to thank Danielle Thomas for that marvellous rendition of Pomp and Circumstance. The ship is now leaving, we're heading south. 2 tugs in attendance, the Smith Barbados, commanded by Captain David Gilbertson and his crew, and the Smith Sandon at the forward end of the ship, commanded by Captain David Jones and his crew, will look after her for this rather tricky manoeuvre as she proceeds over to the shipbuilder's yard to make her salute there. Perhaps a good opportunity to make mention of the 3 small vessels in the river at the moment. One is painted grey, the far side of HMS Liverpool, that's a HMS Charger. She's a small P2000 class patrol boat called Charger, and she's operated out of HMS Eagles in the South Docks of Liverpool by the Royal Naval Reserve. The other 2 smaller ships away to the right are orange and red painted. The far one, the orange one, is the Royal National Lifeboat Institution fast rescue vessel, and the one nearer to you, the reddish one, is the Liverpool Fire and Rescue Unit, a 30-metre rescue vessel. They both are on hand in case of any troubles in the river, and the super job they do as well. The red one, the fire and rescue vessel, will come back to her berth, which is on the landing stage here. You may have seen them preparing just a few minutes ago, and a very valuable asset to this difficult and tricky river that we live on and alongside. You will notice that the HMS Liverpool has dispensed with the services, at least for the moment, of the stern tug, the Smith Barbados. He will stay in attendance in case it's required, but the manoeuvring process that the ship is about to go through is a lot more easily and better achieved with just the forward tug in attendance for the turn. Shouldn't take very long. I would like you very much, if you feel so inclined, to stay with us this morning. Yes, it's cold, but the sun's shining. Somebody is looking after us, at least in that respect. It won't be very long before the ship is off. Well, she was born Camel Lairds, of course. HMS Liverpool that you're looking at is the 7th ship to carry the name. The first one was built in 1741 and was a 44-gun frigate. It's a long time ago, and I'm very pleased to be able to say there are no prizes for guessing where she was built. Yes, she was built in the shipyard where the 7th carrier of the name was built at Camel Lairds, as indeed was the second in the line some 20 years later in the 18th century. A long tradition of providing our fighting forces with top-class ships. There's been quite a bit of discussion about the name and the allocation of city names to the Royal Naval ships. At the moment, due to a change in policy, there is almost certainly not going to be another HMS Liverpool. It's not because they don't like Liverpool, it's not because any other reason than tactics, and it is unlikely that there'll be a city's name attached to any of the modern warships. The latest design of Royal Naval vessels coming into service now, Daring class, they carry names like Daring and Dauntless, and Defender, Dragon, Diamond, Duncan, the Type 45 guided missile destroyers, and that's the kind of name that will be carried on. There will be some more discussions about that, the naming of ships in the future, but at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, you're very definitely looking at the last HMS Liverpool. Liverpool was built at Cannes, as we've said. The process was started in 1978 and completed in 1982. Building a warship is never a quick thing, although there was a degree of haste required with this one, because at the time we had the conflict going on in the Falklands, although Liverpool was actually finished too late to take part in that conflict, although she did turn up a little bit behindhand. Not her fault, she was actually early on build. And with a break of tradition, the kind of thing we like locally, she was actually commissioned into the Royal Navy in Liverpool docks. It's not something that the Navy do as a matter of course. Generally speaking, a commissioning process takes place in Portsmouth, but on this occasion, in 1982, they broke with that tradition. And some years later, the city felt inclined to give the ship the freedom of the city. That involves a lot of tradition, and indeed on Friday, the scroll which detailed the freedom was handed back by Commander Williams and his crew at a quite sensational march past on Friday morning. Once again, the weather guards were looking after us, and it was a delightful, although very poignant and perhaps sad day. Not far to go now. I'm advised that the ship will make a right turn, although it's a 50-50 chance, and then the salute will be made. I'm also advised that the gun used will not be the main armament. The saluting gun is a special one. Actually three. One is the ships are invariably close to the city centre, so the taxis are cheap. The welcome they get from the people in Liverpool is always 125%, and because Liverpool is acknowledged to be a non-naval port, there's a distinct shortage of very senior officers, so the crew will always feel very relaxed. Those three factors make Liverpool a good run ashore, as they say in naval parlance. Won't be long now before HMS Liverpool, way over in the distance there, near to the shipyard, will make her turn, and we will undoubtedly hear that process in a couple of minutes. Probably a good opportunity for me to shut up for a little while. Don't go away though, we need you.
If you want to jump,
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that deserves a wave from where you are. Bravo, well done. Very emotional moment as we say goodbye to our ship, HMS Liverpool. It's always sad to say goodbye, and this is it. The ship packed an enormous punch, way above her weight, and that has been available for the Kingdom at a moment's notice. Here she is, 30 years later, after commissioning in this port. The proud bearer of our name is leaving for the last time. Thank you very much for everyone, for you coming today. It's been really wonderful.